And I know you define it as the efficiency trap in the book, and about why we continue to work towards goals, and the misguided belief that our efforts will eventually prove worthwhile. And although sometimes we're headed nowhere. And I got the sense from your writing that sometimes recognizing the kind of delicate nature of human life can be very powerful, and it kind of evokes like what Richard Rohr calls that kind of bright sadness, that even through sad or unfortunate events there's learning, and that we can use in a beneficial way. But you mentioned some tactics and habits, Oliver, a couple of times. Like, what are the tactics that you found useful in your own life to take aim at some of the fallacies of productivity, no matter how useful it can be, but just to get some more balance and clarity into your own time management?
Yeah, well, I mean, I go into a few of these in the appendix to the book, as well as elsewhere through the book. And, I'm happy to talk about them. I'm always at pains to say that I think, a million different tactics can be helpful. The important thing to me is the spirit in which you use them. And I think what the ones that I really like have in common is that they all involve facing limitation and incorporating the fact that you've got finite capacity, finite energy into your life, instead of constantly trying to deny it. So the 3 to 4 hours thing that I talked about before is an example of that. And doing one thing at a time is certainly an example of that. Other ways to sort of limit your work in progress. There's a way of organizing to-do lists, just to get really specific, that I write about in the book, where you operate two lists, basically. Obviously, the productivity geeks among us can make this more elaborate, but the basic idea is you have one list that has absolutely everything you need to do. It could be hundreds and hundreds of items long. It can be, it's just open-ended. And then you have a second list that has a fixed number of slots on it, say 8 slots on it. And you move tasks from the long list to the short list until the 8 slots are full. And then you don't move any further tasks onto that list until you've cleared out a slot by completing one of those tasks. So you're creating a sort of a bottleneck where you have to do certain things before you have the capacity to do more. And of course, that's always true anyway. Whether or not you use my weird, geeky little to-do list management systems, you still only have a limited capacity at any point. But this is just a way of visualizing and bringing into the front of your mind the fact that this is how things are. So that is an approach that I think makes a lot of difference.